gave speculation about why the frontrunners were better, and honestly some pretty nuanced advice about the benchmark itself and its limitations. Now some of you may say, what about the O3 wow video that I made earlier? And first of all, AI moves very quickly, so even 4 or 5 months can change a lot in AI. It's still a wow model, just not as wow in comparison with, say, Gemini 2.5, or even sometimes Claude 3.7 thinking. There is another key detail though that they slipped into the presentation. They said that O3, the one I covered back in December, was quote, benchmark optimized. The ones we're getting, as the ARC prize confirmed, are smaller in terms of compute or less thinking time than the version that they tested. Now, I am presuming that what they meant by benchmark optimized was that they let O3 think for a lot longer, have a lot more inference time compute. In other words, we are not quite getting the model that crushed ARC AGI. Some other quick details before we get to the benchmarks. And both models have a 200,000 token context window, think roughly 150,000 words, but they can output up to 80,000 words, which I think is pretty cool. Their knowledge cutoff, which you can think of as the limits of their training data, is June 1st, 2024. That compares to January 2025 for Gemini 2.5 Pro. It seems, and I haven't had time to check this, that they are still basing it on GPT 4.0, hence the lack of an updated training cutoff date. Time for some benchmarks, and don't hate on me for literally just getting a screen grab from the YouTube video. For competitive mathematics, O3 and O4 Mini do extremely well on a dataset that couldn't have been in their training data. For reference, on this benchmark, Gemini 2.5 Pro gets around 86%. Now with multiple attempts, Grok 3 gets 93%, but we don't quite know how many attempts this was for OpenAI. I would presume just first attempt. Either way, as the narrators said, when you allow these models to have tools, they are extremely good to the point of saturating some of these competitive math benchmarks. Likewise for competitive code, if you can benchmark it, they can crush it. These models, indeed even other model families, are essentially eval maximizers, as I touched on in my video from, 4 hours ago.